Good morning and welcome to Wolverine Softball Field in Orem. Game 3 of this weekend series in the Old Hammer rivalry between Dixie State and Utah Valley. Great to be with everybody here. I'm Ryan Pickens as we get ready to go for game number 3 here of the series. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup first for the visiting Dixie State Trailblazers. Leading off will be center fielder Hannah Hughbanks. Megan Anders, the second baseman, hits in the 2 spot. Oakley Trapp, the designated player, hits third. Michaela Thompson, the first baseman, hits fourth. Shea Clements will catch and hit in the 5 spot. Casey Crawford in right field hitting 6th. Phoebe Schultz gets the start and hits 7th and left for Dixie State. Briley Rudd at third base hits in the 8th spot, and then Kirsten Quigley, the shortstop, will hit 9th. Utah Valley will turn to right-hander Devin Kretz, who threw on Monday, on game 1 yesterday. Kretz went complete game 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Hannah Hughbanks is getting ready to step into the box right here, and we're just about set and ready to go for baseball or for softball here at Wolverine Softball Field. Utah Valley will stay pretty much the same in the outfield. Lena Robledo in left field. In center field, it's Madison Carr. In right field, Lainey Bentonker. On the infield, Sienna Sandoval and Emery Nielsen on the left side. Kyla Hardy, Peyton Prigge on the right side. Beja Query back behind the plate. The first pitch, a called strike. We're underway about 1 minute early at 10:59 as Hannah Hughbanks stands in on getaway day for both of these teams. Dixie State heading back to St. George. The 0-1 pitch fouled back towards the parking lot. No balls and 2 strikes on Hannah Hughbanks, while Utah Valley will head up to Boise State. They play in just about 24 hours, scheduled for a noon first pitch tomorrow against the Broncos up in Boise. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way home to Hughbanks, missing for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hughbanks. Hughbanks hitting .419 for Dixie State in the series is 3 for 7. Makes contact there and sends it foul. And it's 1-2 here on Hannah Hughbanks. Hughbanks in game 1 yesterday against Devin Kretz, 1 for 3. With a walk, so on base twice for Dixie State. Here's the pitch. Hughbanks takes that one for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. A crisp, kind of cool morning, but comfortable. 47 degrees or so right around first pitch. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Hughbanks. That one missing for ball 3, and the count runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Hannah Hughbanks. Ready to go right here. Kretz in the circle, comes home, and there's a called strike 3. Hughbanks down on strikes in her first plate appearance of the morning, I should say. This one, for the most part, will be played late morning, early afternoon, as Megan Anders, the second baseman, stands in for Dixie State. We'll see here, Hughbanks working back in the count from being down in the count to getting ahead in the count, and then ultimately down on strikes. Anders pops up the first pitch into shallow right field. Kyla Hardy giving it a look. Bentonker with a dive in right field, and just didn't come up with it there. It would be a long strike 1 for Megan Anders. Anders may be one of the hottest hitters right now in this Dixie State lineup. Here in the series, leading the Trailblazers, 4 for 6 in the series. Ready to go, Kretz in the circle with the 0-1 pitch, and Anders again lifts this one to right. Bentonker will give this one a look, but this one's even more foul than the last one, but this one left the field out towards Clyde Field. There'll be no balls and 2 strikes on Anders. So Anders has made good contact on those first 2 pitches. Just couldn't put it in fair territory. Kretz ready to come home with the 0-2 pitch. Missing for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They count here on Megan Anders. Kretz ready to come home, 1-2 pitch. Anders this time lifts one to left, and this one will get foul just beyond the Dixie State dugout. Robledo and Emery Nielsen gave that one a look for Utah Valley, but just ran out of room. Home plate umpire will get a few more softballs in the pouch there. Unlike baseball, where you can probably get 3, maybe 6 in there if you're lucky. Softballs, you may have only be able to have 2 in there at a time. The 1-2 pitch on its way, low and in the dirt. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Anders. Kretz ready to come home right here. Not taking too much time in between pitches here. Kretz looks in. And here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home. Low and outside, ball 3. The count runs to 3-2 here on Megan Anders. The second hitter for Dixie State, where they've worked back from being down 0-2 to get ahead 3-2. Kretz ready to come home with a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to second. Kyla Hardy has it, throws to Peyton Prigge for the second out of the inning. And there's 2 away here for Oakley Trapp, the designated player. Trapp wearing number 22, standing in here from the left side for the Trailblazers. Dixie State wearing white tops, blue pants, Utah Valley in all black. And the pitch on its way to Trapp, missing low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Oakley Trapp. Trapp hitting .367 for Dixie State. 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. Also has 18 walks on the year. Trapp there, checking her swing, taking ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. So in that 3 spot, Oakley Trapp has been able to work counts. Only 60 official at-bats for Trapp on the year. So, she's been at the plate at least another 18 times. The 2-0 pitch. This one settles in for a called strike, and it's 2-1 on Oakley Trapp. Top of the first, no score between Dixie State and Utah Valley. The 2-1 pitch on its way. Kretz comes home, and that one is going to miss for ball 3. May have been a little bit inside, but just trying to look and see right there. It's 3 balls and a strike on Trapp. Kretz ready to come home. The 3-1 pitch. In there for a called strike, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the third straight hitter that Kretz has pushed into a 3-2 count. This time Kretz working behind, though, to get ahead instead of working ahead and then falling behind. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Trapp. It's right there, ball 4. And Oakley Trapp draws a 2-out walk here in the first, and that brings up Michaela Thompson. Thompson's had a relatively quiet series so far, 1 for 6 at the plate for Dixie State. Thompson coming into the series as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Thompson had come into the series really in a good spot, one of the WAC leaders in home runs. But Utah Valley's kept Thompson's bat at bay so far as Thompson fouls that one away, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thompson sitting second with 11 home runs on the year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kretz comes home. Thompson pops this one up, playable on the infield. Kyla Hardy has it, she'll make the catch, and the inning is over. Well, Dixie State gets a runner on base, but they strand 1. We head to the bottom of the first. The Wolverines coming up after the break on the WAC Digital Network.
At UCCU, we do mortgages fast. seriously fast. Just use your phone or computer to fill out UCCU's super easy mortgage application.
You'll receive an instant pre-approval before you start shopping.
Your completed mortgage file will be underwritten by UCCU's very own in-house professionals.
Like us.
Seriously fast.
Buying or refinancing a home has never been this easy.
Seriously fast and super easy.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com, Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love. Free. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
Bottom of the first inning here in Orem. Utah Valley will be up here their first time this morning, as Beja Query will get ready to lead it off. She'll be followed by Lena Robledo and then Sienna Sandoval. Ryan Milliken, the designated player, hits fourth. Kyla Hardy, the second baseman, will hit fifth. Lainey Bentonker in right field hitting sixth. Peyton Prigge seventh. Madison Carr eighth. And then Emery Nielsen rounds out the order and bats ninth. First pitch to Beja Query from Carissa Burgess, misses for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Burgess threw game one yesterday. Went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 which were earned. And the 1-0 pitch on its way. That ball's hit out to right field. That could be trouble. Coming in, trying to make the play is Crawford. It will roll to the wall. Around second comes Query. She's digging for third, and she will slide head first into third. And Utah Valley with the leadoff runner on at third base. One swing of the bat, and that's what you want to see today if you're head coach Stacey May Johnson, to get off to a good start right there. And the ball had some nice carry on it, and now Utah Valley with an opportunity to push across an early run. A great attempt from Crawford, as Lena Robledo will stand in. Robledo coming in near the top of the conference and runs batted in. Has a chance with a runner at third here and nobody out. Takes ball one. Robledo coming in 28 RBI. Right? And ahead of her is Hugh Banks, and then from Dixie State, and then the 1-0 pitch on its way home. That one missing for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. And then Bowen from New Mexico State coming in with 29 on the year. 2 balls and no strikes. It's going to be tough to catch Michaela Thompson, though, from Dixie State. She comes in with 39 into this afternoon's contest. The 2-0 pitch. Well, there's going to be number 29 for Robledo as that one's hit to right field. Scoring is Query from third base, and it's 1-0 Utah Valley. And that's what you want to see if you're the Wolverines, is trying to make sure that you can get those runners home. The Wolverines left some base runners on base in game 2 yesterday, and really, I mean, what sunk Utah Valley was the 9-run third inning yesterday in game 2 against the Trailblazers. And if you're the Wolverines, you'd like to see kind of to jumpstart some early offense as Sienna Sandoval stands in. Bottom first, 1-0 Utah Valley. No runs in here, no outs still. And Sandoval hits this one out into right center field. Coming over and making the catch is Crawford. Got a similar play to the first one. This time Crawford, though, able to run it down. And there's one away here in the first. Here comes the designated player, Ryan Milliken. Milliken will stand in, hitting .360 on the season for Utah Valley. Take a look here. See first pitch for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Milliken in the series for Utah Valley, only 1 for 4. However, those numbers are a little skewed because Milliken has been walked twice. So it takes the official at bat away. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one stays high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. That may have been like a rise ball there from Burgess. Just had some late movement straight up as it got to home plate. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Milliken. That one Trying to get, it looks like, the corner, but that one missing low for ball 3. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. 3 balls and no strikes, 1 gone. Burgess ready to come home in the circle. Milliken taking all the way. This time gets over for a strike, and it's 3-1 on Ryan Milliken. Milliken on the season, though, 6 home runs, 22 runs driven in for Utah Valley. So Milliken with some power in the bat. The 3-1 pitch is lifted to second base. Right there is Anders. She'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. That brings up Kyla Hardy, the second baseman. Hardy in yesterday's game 1 was 1 for 3. Game 2, Hardy was also 1 for 3. Working here, the first pitch to Hardy, right on the corner. Or just a little bit low, for a ball, 1-0. Hardy, though, in that game 1, had an RBI double just down the right field line. Back when Utah Valley scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning. Yes, in yesterday's contest. Hardy there makes contact but sends it foul. Back towards the UCCU Center parking lot. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Kyla Hardy. Ready to go right here. Fastball high for a ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to count now on Kyla Hardy. So Hardy working the count here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Robledo running over at first base. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way to Hardy. She swings and misses kind of out in front there as Burgess came with what appeared to be a changeup and just got Kyla Hardy out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kyla Hardy, 2 gone, bottom of the 1st inning. And the 2-2 pitch on its way home. Hardy makes good contact, sends that one onto the tennis courts here. But that's well foul, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kyla Hardy. Burgess in the circle, looking in to Kyla Hardy. Ready to come home. The wind and the pitch on its way. Fastball high. Runner takes off. Robledo goes to second. She steals it. The throw goes into center field, and Robledo will dive head first into third. So they'll give Robledo the stolen base. Then it'll be a throwing error on the catchers. That one just, Shea Clements just overthrew the middle of the infield, and right there, heads up base running to Utah Valley now. Runner 60 feet from home, but with 2 outs, are going to need to be able to get that run home. They're going to need a hit to really extend the inning here from Kyla Hardy. Pitch on its way. Hardy grounds this one to Anders at second. She'll underhand toss to first, and the inning is over. Utah Valley, though, gets 1 at the end of 1 from Orem. It's the Wolverines 1. It's Dixie State 0. It's the Old Hammer rivalry on the WAC Digital Network.
Right next to UVU, Wolverine Crossing is a premier award-winning student property in Orem. With nearly $5 million in renovations, Wolverine Crossing has the look and feel of luxury living, including contemporary upgrades and top-tier amenities. Wolverine Crossing supports a strong academic environment, whether you're on campus or online, and the resident assistant program is nationally recognized.
Shea Clement stands in to lead it off for Dixie State. Takes a pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on the Dixie State catcher. 1-0 lead for Utah Valley here in Orem. The Wolverines able to push a run across in the first. Devin Kretz comes home, and Clements fouls that one away. This ball stayed just right there on home plate. One ball and one strike on Shea Clements. Clements, Crawford, and then Phoebe Schultz coming up for Dixie State. Pitch on its way. Clements popped it up, and that one's going to go foul. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count here on Shea Clements. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Shea Clements. Clements will stand in, ready to go right here. The Dixie State Trailblazers. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way home. One just misses there for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count here on Shea Clements. Clements in the series, 2 for 5, hitting .400. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. We'll do it again right here. Really, most players for each team really only between maybe 5 and 7 at-bats so far in the first 2 games here. This finale here, they may get up to maybe 10 or so in the series as Clements sends that one foul again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes unless we get something kind of crazy or we have maybe a high-scoring game or something like that, but for the most part, walks have really come back to hurt Utah Valley. I think everybody that just kind of looking down for the most part, a lot of the Trailblazers have walks here in the series, and Shea Clements has worked her count back to 3-2 here from Devin Kretz. Clements ready to go from the right side in the box. Kretz in the circle, comes home 3-2. Swung on and lifted to right. Benton Kerr over towards the line makes the catch for the first out of the second inning. And Casey Crawford, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Crawford hit the grand slam yesterday for Dixie State. It was her first home run of the year. She also leads the Trailblazers here in the series with runs batted in with 4. Ready to go right here. First pitch missing for ball 1. Dixie State in the series really has used a very kind of balanced attack here against the Wolverines. The 1-0 pitch on its way in there for a called strike, even to count up 1-1. You have a lot of different players with hits in the series. Obviously the top 2 with Anders and Eubanks leading the way, but then throughout the rest of the series only stats, there's a lot of 2 and 1 and things like that kind of split up. There's a ground ball back up through the middle into center field for Crawford. And Crawford is aboard. And this will bring up Phoebe Schultz. So Beja Query out to have a quick word here with Devin Kretz in the circle. As Schultz will be the hitter here with 1 gone in the top of the second. We'll see what Dixie State does here with the 7-spot hitter coming up. With nobody out, you may see a little bit more of a bunt situation coming, but here you may not see that with 1 out because the sacrifice bunt, if you do have the out, you're going to put the runner at second with 2 outs. Puts a little bit of pressure on Briley Rudd, who's in the on-deck circle. Pitch on its way. Fastball stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Phoebe Schultz. Schultz got into the game, the second game yesterday, 1 for 1 in the series. 1 hit in the 1 at-bat. Schultz hit for Kirsten Quigley. Had a base hit to right field. There, fouls one back to the screen. It's 1 ball, 1 strike here. UVU baseball playing right here, just kind of right next to us, playing Tarleton. And the Texans holding a 3-0 lead on Utah Valley in the top of the second. As Schultz takes that one in there for strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Phoebe Schultz. Kretz ready to come home. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Right there, called strike 3. Devin Kretz with her second strikeout of the morning. And that will bring up third baseman Briley Rudd. So you didn't see any kind of a bump play on from Dixie State. And now Briley Rudd will stand in. A little bit of a homecoming for Briley Rudd from Spanish Fork, Utah, and Spanish Fork High School, just down the road here, 10, 15 minutes. That one's low for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. So Rudd ready to go right here. The pitch pops it up towards first, but just over the head and out of reach there of Peyton Prigge for strike one. The count evens up at 1-1. Spanish Fork High School with a pretty good, a very good program in 5A softball here in the state of Utah. As Rudd will stand back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Briley Rudd. Don Andrews did a great job for a long time getting players to the college levels. That one's fouled away, including players like Briley Rudd, UVU's Brooke Carter. Rudd actually faced Brooke Carter yesterday, going 0 for 1 if I remember correctly. Sorry, she drew a walk. So Rudd drew a walk off her high school teammate Brooke Carter yesterday. The 1-2 pitch, high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count here on Briley Rudd. Then Rudd came around to score later on in that inning for Dixie State. As the Trailblazers, the 9-run third inning really kind of overshadowed game 2, but Dixie State came back and added a 6-run 5th right there. And Rudd down on strikes, and the inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the second, a 1-0 lead for Utah Valley. The Wolverines coming up after the break.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Bottom of the second inning in Orem, Laney Bettencourt will lead it off for Utah Valley. Bettencourt, Prigge, and Carr coming up against Carissa Burgess here in the bottom of the second inning. The winner of this one wins the season series between the two. These meetings here are actually the first that these teams have had, at least at the Division I level, as Bettencourt stands in, takes a called strike 0-1. Of course, Utah Valley and Dixie State bringing back the old Hammer rivalry, which should be fun and exciting to kind of see. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Bettencourt grounds this one to first, sprinting towards the bag, but they'll quickly toss it to the first base bag, and they're going to call her out. It looked like at first they were trying to say maybe the ball was fouled. Our home plate umpire, though, did call her out. So Bettencourt retired. I guess 3-4, with Anders coming over to do that. We have a substitution as Briley Rudd has been removed from the game for at least for right now. And Prigge makes contact there, and that one goes foul at the last minute. Coming into play third is Miley Maletta, who we saw in the series. We saw in the second game yesterday. No balls and a strike here on Peyton Prigge. Softball with the re-entry rule. As the pitch misses for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home to Peyton Prigge. She lines this one to left. That's down for a base hit. So Prigge continues to get the bat going for Utah Valley. It's in the series, when you look at what Peyton Prigge has done for Utah Valley, she is now 4 for 6 in the series. And now that brings up center fielder Madison Carr. Carr hitting in the 8th spot this morning for the Wolverines. Hitting .253 on the season. Burgess comes in, winds and delivers. That one low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Madison Carr. Carr with kind of the slap hitting technique will kind of approach the top of the box and then decide to quickly pull the bat back. Really making contact and using the speed to get on base. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes here on Madison Carr. Burgess ready to go in the circle. Comes home. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Carr there looked like she was bunting, pulls it back, but it's going to be called strike, and it's 2-1 here on Madison Carr. Emery Nielsen on deck, the 9th place hitter for the Wolverines, then back to the top of the lineup. 1 out, bottom of the 2nd inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a bouncing ball to short. Quigley goes to second to Anders for 1. They'll quickly try the relay turn, but they can't get the double play. So Madison Carr reaches on the fielder's choice. And that will bring up shortstop Emery Nielsen. So Nielsen stands in from the left side for the Wolverines here with 2 outs now in the inning. Carissa Burgess in the circle, ready to go. The pitch to Nielsen on its way. She makes contact, sends it out to left field. It is going to hit the line. It's a fair ball. Coming around third, they're going to wave Madison Carr, and Carr will get home to score. The relay throw comes in. It will be an RBI. I believe it's going to be a double for Emery Nielsen down the left field line, and the bottom part of the Utah Valley lineup has again been able to find a way to get some offense going right there. So Carr able to score from first. Nielsen with the double down the left field line. And it's a 2-0 lead for Utah Valley. Now Beja Query will come to the plate. A triple to right center in her first plate appearance. And the pitch on its way home. Missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 2nd inning, 2 outs, a 2-0 lead for Utah Valley. The Wolverines trying to win the series here against Dixie State. The 1-0 pitch from Carissa Burgess. Low for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Beja Query. Query hitting .325 on the year. It's gone deep 4 times for the Wolverines. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one over for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Burgess taking some time in between pitches in the circle. Ready to come home here. 2 balls and a strike. Burgess delivers. That one's lined right to third for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. But Utah Valley is able to get a run across at the end of 2 from Orem. It's Utah Valley 2, Dixie State 0.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
Join the Wolverine Club, a simple message with a major impact.
Finds the back of the net for the Wolverines!
Support student athletes like former Utah Valley University women's soccer star, graduate, and Rhodes Scholar finalist Hannah Bruce. Not only is Hannah the first UVU student athlete to be a Rhodes Scholar finalist, she is currently studying to earn a master's degree in neuroscience at the renowned University of Oxford in England. Support the next Wolverine Rhodes Scholar finalist by joining the Wolverine Club today.
Top of the third inning in Orem. Kirsten Quigley to lead it off for Dixie State. That one missing low for ball one from Devin Kretz. 1 ball and no strikes. Quigley, Eubanks, and Anders coming up. The part of the lineup you want coming up if you're Dixie State to try to get some offense going. Ground ball, Sienna Sandoval has it. She fires to first for the first out of the third. So with one gone, Hannah Eubanks stands in. Eubanks went down on strikes in her first plate appearance, which is rather uncommon, at least in this series. Eubanks coming in now 3 for 8 in the series, takes ball one from Kratz, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch gets in there for a called strike with the fastball from Kretz. Kretz settling in here in the top of the third inning. One time through the Dixie lineup at this point. The 1-1 pitch missing, maybe a little high inside for ball two. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Hannah Eubanks. These top 2 hitters for Dixie State has caused some problems. That's a foul ball, they're going to say, at the last minute. And it's the home plate umpire coming down. They're going to say it was a foul ball, but it was very close. From the angle we have here to really be able to know for sure, but it was very close, just by inches or so. If even that. Here's the 2-2 pitch. On its way, missing low. Ball 3. The count goes full 3-2 on Hannah Eubanks. Kretz ready to go. Wines delivers a 3-2 pitch. Fouled back. We'll have another one coming here momentarily. Kretz nearing 50 pitches for the Wolverines, but can go well over 100 today. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Hardy's has it, throws to first. And there's 2 away here in the third. So Kretz pitching a little more to contact this morning. Does have 3 strikeouts, but for the most part, really trusted the defense behind her. Here's Megan Anders, grounded out to second in her first plate appearance. Stands in here from the left side. Kretz comes home. First pitch missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Megan Anders. Anders with 2 doubles in the series for Dixie State. There kind of shows bunt, pulls it back. They're going to say she offered at it for a strike and evens the count up 1-1. Not a lot of strikeouts on this Dixie State club. Only about 5 a game here. And this time Anders lifts one well to right field. That's going to be back to the warning track, and that ball's gone. A home run for Megan Anders. It's a 2-1 lead now for Utah Valley, as Anders will touch them all here in the third. Well, she may have been the toughest out this series for Utah Valley, and that was one that she just crushed off the bat. And Utah Valley will have a defensive conference here before Oakley Trapp comes to the plate. So Trapp will stand in here from the left side. Ready to go right here. Big home run from Anders. That helps kind of cut the lead down a little bit there, as the pitch comes in for ball 1 to Oakley Trapp. If the ball had been fair that went over the third base bag, that might kind of bug you a little bit if you're the Trailblazers, because potentially you would have had a runner on at second base. The 1-0 pitch on its way home. That one stays high for ball 2. And the reason why I say that is it's a difference between a tie ball game here at 2 and a one-run ball game at 2-1. And to have a call come down to inches like that. Trapp fouls back the 2-0 pitch. It's now 2-1 on Oakley Trapp. It is something to kind of think about there. If you're Dixie State, that kind of, you'd probably want to see that call have gone your way to have the ball game tied. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Trapp. She swings and misses, strike 2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Oakley Trapp. Two balls and 2 strikes. Kretz pretty much staying on the rubber in the circle. Pretty much gets the ball and goes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A close pitch, but ball 3. And the count goes full, 3-2. So Dixie State has really forced Devin Kretz into a lot of 3-2 counts. And has really forced Kretz to go deep to a lot of hitters. Trapp swings and misses, strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout for Kretz. Dixie State, however, gets 1 on a Megan Anders solo home run. We head to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Wolverines here on the WAC Digital Network.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
Weather. It takes an experienced team, passionate about putting you in the know before you go. It takes the KSL weather specialists. Weather made special.
Bottom of the third inning in Orem. It's a Utah Valley 2-1 lead here over Dixie State. And the old Hammer rivalry. Great to be with everybody this morning for some softball. I'm Ryan Pickens as we settle in here for the bottom of the third. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Utah Valley. Lena Robledo to lead it off. So Robledo, Sandoval, and Milliken coming up here for Utah Valley. Robledo a single to right to bring home a run. Back in the first. Looks there at a first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1. Carissa Burgess has given up the 4 hits. And that one gets in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2 quickly on Robledo. Burgess has been pitching to contact, and today, for the most part, Utah Valley's some of that contact has fallen for hits. 4 of them so far for the Wolverines. As the 0-2 pitch misses for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Robledo. We talked about Devin Kretz, who kind of pretty much stays just on the pitcher's rubber in the circle. Carissa Burgess will take a little bit more time. The 1-2 pitch stays high for ball 2. She'll get the ball back. She'll kind of walk to the very back of the circle and then approach the kind of the rubber area in the middle there, where you have to have your foot there, kind of like the pitcher's mound, I guess, in baseball, the actual rubber. The pitch on its way. That one's going to be rolled over to third, but foul. They'll make the throw over to first, but it's a foul ball. So we'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Robledo. So different styles. Some pitchers work faster, some pitchers work slower. Kind of depends on, just your style. And Carissa Burgess here ready to go right here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robledo takes a couple of practice swings and now steps back in the box. Burgess looks in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that ball, they're going to say, Robledo's heading to first, but the home plate umpire is saying no. They're going to say foul ball, it looks like. Or at least that Robledo didn't try to, it looks like they're going to say the knob of the bat. Stacey Mae Johnson will come out and just clarify, it looks like, with the home plate umpire. Robledo still, I think, pretty set that hitter. She's not quite heading back to the batter's box here. And we'll kind of wait and see here what, you don't see too often the umpires change the call. The first base umpire having a conversation too with Utah Valley first base coach. I believe that's Whitney Arian down there on the first base coach's box. So Robledo will be told to get back in the box. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, it looks like, here on Robledo. Burgess ready to go right here. And the pitch on its way home. Changeup outside ball 3. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Robledo. Scheduled to play 7 here today. Ready to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And here's the 3-2 on its way. Robledo lines right to short. And Kirsten Quigley's got it. That's the first out of the 3rd inning. Hit the ball hard, just right where Kirsten Quigley was. And that will bring up Sienna Sandoval. Quigley's had a good series defensively at shortstop for Dixie State. Made some impressive plays there as we've gone through now into almost the middle part of the 2nd game, or the 3rd game of the series. Sienna Sandoval makes contact, sends the first pitch foul back to the screen. No balls and a strike to count on Sienna Sandoval. Sandoval flew out to right field back in her first plate appearance in the 1st inning. Burgess ready to go right here. In the circle, winds and fires home. The changeup missing high and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Sienna Sandoval. Sandoval in the series is 1 for 6 for Utah Valley, hitting an even 300 on the year at this point. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sandoval lifts it, but foul down the right field line. It goes towards the batting cages that sit just on the other side of the fence down the right field line. It'll be 1-2 on Sienna Sandoval. 5 home runs and 20 runs batted in for Sandoval on the season. Ready to go right here. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Sandoval makes contact, but sends it back to the screen, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Sienna Sandoval. Ryan Milliken on deck for the Wolverines. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Burgess steps back into the circle. Sandoval set and ready to go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Rolled foul down the line. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Sienna Sandoval. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 gone. Bottom of the third inning, 2-1 lead. Utah Valley scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt gets the backstop for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. New Mexico State and Seattle, the Seattle U, tied for first right now in the WAC, both with a 6-3 conference record. Grand Canyon at 5-4. And Dixie State at 6-5, both sitting a game back of first. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way to Sandoval. That one low for ball 3, and the count goes full 3-2. Utah Valley right now in the 6th spot overall in the conference, 4-7 conference record. 16-21 overall for Utah Valley. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Sandoval. Rolls this one foul. When you take a look at California Baptist 5-7, Tarleton 3-6, Dixie State, California Baptist, and Tarleton not eligible for the conference tournament. So really, it's just going to be the 4 eligible teams in there. We'll head up to Seattle in a couple weeks and get ready to go for the conference tournament in mid-May. The 3-2 pitch, Sandoval right to third. Maleta has it. She fires over to first. Sandoval had stopped. The throw will go over the head of Thompson, but they're going to call Sandoval out. They're going to say that the third baseman made the catch, it looks like. It's the only thing that I can see from the reaction of Maleta at third base. It didn't really look like she didn't have the typical reaction that you would have if you had caught that one on the fly. Generally, you would have just held the glove up. Instead, Dixie State catches a break right there because Sandoval would have been on first had the ball not been caught. Here's the first pitch to Ryan Milliken. Takes the first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike to count. Milliken back in the box. The 0-1 pitch sits right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Every conference game at this point for playing for seeding for Seattle, for the conference tournament, I should say, being hosted in Seattle, every game starts to become big if you're Utah Valley. The 0-2 pitch, low and away for a ball. 1-2. Even though you know that the 4 teams that are in the tournament field, you still want to be able to at least have the higher seed to be a home team in some of those games. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ryan Milliken. That one's low for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. For the Wolverines, they have 2 conference series left. They have New Mexico State, and then they have Tarleton. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home. Milliken rolls this one foul. Has 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Ryan Milliken. Carissa Burgess working in the circle for Dixie State. Trying to get out of the second inning with no damage done. Or trying to get out of the third, I should say. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Milliken. Ground ball hit to third. Maleta has it, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. Utah Valley goes down in order 1-2-3. We head to the 4th after the break. 2-1 lead for UVU.
I love this view.
I love that every time this commercial airs, I get to drink another Mountain Dew.
UCCU is both a credit union and a full-service mortgage company.
Which means that UCCU always provides the lowest rates and lower insurance premiums than other lenders.
When your mortgage rate and insurance premium are lower, your monthly payment is also lower.
It's just science.
That's more money you can put into your home.
Or back into your pocket.
So if you're thinking about buying or refinancing a home, talk to us.
The credit union that's been putting people over profits for over 60 years.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
Top of the fourth inning in Orem. As we'll see here, Stacey Mae Johnson out talking to the home plate umpire. I don't know if we have some kind of change. Looking around here, if she was just maybe clarifying something with the home plate umpire. It doesn't look like we have any kind of change or anything, as Michaela Thompson will lead it off. Thompson on the year, 11 home runs for Dixie State. Standing in from the right side here. Popped out to second her first plate appearance. The first pitch low for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1 lead for Utah Valley on Dixie State as we play the top of the fourth inning here. Winner of this one wins the series this year. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one missing for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes here to Thompson. Shea Clements on deck and then Casey Crawford to follow. Here's the 2-0 pitch comes in. That one looks like outside, ball 3, and the count goes to 3-0. Kretz in the circle here. Misses for ball 4, and Michaela Thompson's aboard to start the fourth inning for Dixie State. And that will bring up catcher Shea Clements. It's Kretz's first walk of the morning. I guess it's almost noon or so, almost afternoon. Shea Clements bunts and sends that one foul back to the backstop. No balls and a strike on Shea Clements. Clements flew out to right in her only plate appearance. That came back in the second inning. We'll see if Clements is trying to move the runner here. Squares around a bump, pops it straight up in the air. Sandoval couldn't field it. Prigge picks it up, throws to Nielsen covering second. So they'll end up getting the lead runner right there. For the first out, Clements will reach. And that will bring up right fielder Casey Crawford. Crawford had a single through the middle her first plate appearance. Hitting from the left side against Kretz. Ground ball hit to second. Hardy will go to first. They'll get the out there on Crawford. Shea Clements will move up right there to second base. So with 2 gone, Phoebe Schultz scheduled to be the hitter for Dixie State with the tying run and scoring position at second base. Schultz went down on strikes in her first plate appearance. That one's popped up behind home plate, giving it a look, and will go foul off the netting for strike 1 on Schultz. Dixie State, this is the first time the Trailblazers are hitting with a runner in scoring position. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Schultz, and that one's hit hard, but foul down the third baseline. No balls and 2 strikes. They're on Schultz. Schultz got the good part of the bat there on that one. You could hear just the contact off the bat. Sounded good, just didn't, a little bit too far out in front. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one bounces in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kretz has only allowed 2 hits so far for the Wolverines. She's been tough today, following up where she was in game 1 yesterday. The 1-2 pitch. Ball 2 outside to Schultz. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Kretz ready to come home. Checks the runner, or doesn't check the runner. That one's hit well by Schultz. That one is foul, but that ball was hit almost, I think it's going to ends up right against the cement for UCCU ballpark. So a very loud foul there by Schultz. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Kretz ready to come home, and that one swung out and missed, strike 3. So Devin Kretz manages the situation with the runner in scoring position, keeps Dixie State off the scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Wolverines coming up, leading 2-1.
Before you go, wake up to real stories from real people. The news specialists on KSL Today. Mornings made special.
I love this view.
I love it every time this commercial airs. I get to drink another Mountain Dew.
Bottom of the 4th inning here in Orem at Wolverine softball field. Dixie State making a substitution as Shaylee Jensen will enter the game in left field for Phoebe Schultz. So Jensen now in left field as Kyla Hardy will stand in to lead it off for Utah Valley. Hardy, Bettenker, and Prigge, 5, 6, and 7, due up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch on its way to Hardy. That one stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Kyla Hardy. Hardy grounded out to second, her only plate appearance of the ball game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. As Hardy took a big cut there and came up empty. It evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Carissa Burgess working in the circle. The 1-1 pitch on its way home. And Hardy grounds this one in the hole at short. Fielded by Quigley. A strong throw to first on the run, and she makes the play for the first out of the inning. Kirsten Quigley kind of had to go to her right there. And then had to kind of throw on the run, which isn't an easy throw, and then at the same time throw on the run, kind of cross the body over to first base. And here's Lainey Bettenker now, 0 for 1 in the ball game for Bettenker. There takes a fastball high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here from Bettenker. A 2-1 lead for Utah Valley here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Burgess winds and comes home. Bettenker makes contact and just drops it into shallow center field. So nice job from Bettenker there to get a base hit. It was really just a contact swing, just kind of reached out there to make contact and just kind of placed the ball kind of right where she wanted to. The infield was playing in a few steps, and had the infield not been playing in a few steps, that potentially would have been a catchable ball for Anders or Quigley, most likely Anders, but right there, Utah Valley able to find the right spot there to place the softball to get the base hit. Here's Peyton Prigge. And the first pitch missing low and outside to Prigge, 1 ball and no strikes. Peyton Prigge might be the one hitter Dixie State may not want to see right now. Prigge, 4 for 6 in the series. Has done a nice job. It's really been the bottom part of this Utah Valley lineup. Really has been some of the catalysts here in the series for the Wolverines. The 1-0 pitch, as that one's pulled foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Prigge, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. For for the Wolverines. A lot of her hits on the year. You might look at the average at 212 for Prigge, but a lot of her hits this year have been extra base hits for the Wolverines. But it'd be nice to get Peyton Prigge going here as we get towards the stretch run of the season. The 1-1 pitch misses low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike to count here on Prigge. Carissa Burgess right now at just about 64 pitches. This will be pitch 65. And that one missing low and outside, ball 3. The count goes to 3-1 here on Peyton Prigge. Madison Carr on deck, and then Emery Nilsson for the Wolverines. So you get past Emery Nilsson, you go back to the top of the lineup. The 3-1, Prigge swings and misses out in front right there. I think expecting fastball, and there Burgess dropped in the changeup, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Burgess in the circle for Dixie State. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Prigge. Low, ball 4, and the Wolverines have runners on at first and second here with 1 gone. And that is only that I think is the first walk given up in this ball game by Carissa Burgess. So she's been tough. Utah Valley with 5 hits on the morning into the afternoon, but they've had to earn the base runners they've had, as Madison Carr will be the hitter. And Carr swings through the first pitch. No balls and a strike here on Madison Carr. Carr reached on a fielder's choice in the second, came around to score as well in the second inning. Burgess ready to come home. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bunt shown, pops the bunt up. Maleta is going to make the play, throws to first to try to double the runner, and they're going to double off Peyton Prigge at first base, and the inning is over. The bunt popped up, and a great play right there to throw to first, and the inning is over. Utah Valley Strands 1. We head to the 5th. Wolverines 2, Dixie State 1.
Some people see just another local Utah sports app. Oh, wait, what? A local Utah sports app? Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com. Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love. The latest news, insider analysis, podcasts from the pros, and so much more. Free. Available right now, anywhere you are. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
At UCCU, we do mortgages fast.
Seriously fast.
Just use your phone or computer to fill out UCCU's super easy mortgage application.
And buying or refinancing a home has never been this easy.
Seriously fast and super easy.
Top of the 5th inning in Orem, a 2-1 lead for Utah Valley on top of Dixie State. Great to be with everybody. Ryan Pickens here on the call today. As the first pitch misses low and outside to Miley Maleta. Maleta came in to replace Briley Rudd in the bottom of the 2nd inning as a defensive replacement and stays in the ballgame. Here with the 1-ball, no strike count here from Devin Kretz. And the 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The Trailblazers able to get a run in the 3rd on a solo home run from Megan Anders. And the 2-0 pitch over for a called strike, and it's 2-1 here on Maleta. Kretz working in the circle. Other than that, though, Devin Kretz has been tough on the Trailblazers today. That one's fouled back. Do it again. 2 balls and 2. We'll have a 2-2 pitch coming. Meleda, 4 hits in her first 20 at-bats for Dixie State. Ready to stand in right here. Kretz comes home, and that one's fouled away, rolled over towards the Dixie State dugout. I think it bounced off the fencing there, kind of to provide some protection from line drive foul balls. However, that didn't stop one yesterday from going right into the Wolverines dugout. The fencing doesn't extend all the way to the top, but just gives a kind of a railing there. And the 2-2 pitch is going to be a called strike 3. So Devin Kretz with strikeout number 6. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kretz, going back to the last out of the fourth inning. And now shortstop Kirsten Quigley will come to the plate. Quigley grounded out to third, back in her only plate appearance of the ballgame. And the pitch on its way, fastball, missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Kirsten Quigley. Hannah Eubanks on deck for Dixie State. The 1-0 pitch on its way home from Kretz. And that one's over for a called strike, and the count evens up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Kretz winds, kicks, and delivers. This one's popped up. This one's over towards us and into just below us here, actually. I thought potentially that one was gonna come over here, but it landed. We're elevated above, and that one just went over the netting and landed into kind of just to the right there of the Dixie State dugout. Thought maybe if that one bounced up, it might come up here towards our netting. Did happen during the Seattle series. That one's fouled back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We've had a couple of those times at different sporting events this year, but where occasionally a soccer ball or a volleyball or a basketball comes up our way. That one swung out and missed. Quigley down on strikes, and there's 2 away here in the 5th. Strikeout number 7 for Devin Kretz. And here is Hannah Eubanks coming to the plate. Eubanks, a strikeout victim back in the first and a ground out back in the third. Takes the first pitch, called strike, and it's 0-1. Eubanks with a home run in Game 2 yesterday for Dixie State. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one settles in for a called strike 2 just above the knees. And Devin Kretz seems to be kind of settling into a zone right here. Looking for her 3rd strikeout here in the 5th. Looking for her 4th in a row. Can she get it here with the 0-2 pitch? And Eubanks fouls that one off. Eubanks hitting .412 on the year. On base percentage of .489. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled back. Which means Eubanks, just what you want if you're Dixie State from your leadoff hitter. You want that leadoff hitter to try to find ways to get on base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kretz on its way home. Strike 3 called. Kretz strikes out the side. 4 strikeouts in a row for Devin Kretz. The Utah Valley Bats will try to see if they can get a couple of extra runs here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 lead for Utah Valley.
See, just another local Utah sports app. Oh, wait, what? A local Utah sports app? Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com. Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love. The latest news, insider analysis, podcasts from the pros, and so much more. Free. Available right now, anywhere you are. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
Bottom of the 5th inning in Orem, Emery Nielsen to lead it off for Utah Valley. Carissa Burgess, the right-hander, back to work for Dixie State in a 2-1 game. Kind of a pitcher's duel here this afternoon between Kretz and Burgess, as Emery Nielsen has a double in her last at-bat back in the 2nd inning. That brought home the 2nd run for the Wolverines. Ground ball hit to 3rd, and Maleta will throw out Nielsen at first for the first out of the 5th inning. So with 1 gone, that will bring up the catcher, Beja Query, right there, as Query has grounded to 3rd and then lined out to, tripled back in the 1st and lined out in the 2nd inning. She hit a ball hard just right at the 3rd baseman. Here's the pitch on its way, and that one's in there for a called strike on the changeup from Carissa Burgess. Burgess has been comfortable throwing that changeup pretty much any count this afternoon. No balls and a strike to count. Burgess winds and comes home. That one's popped up, and it's going to go foul. Be no balls and 2 strikes. A couple of Trailblazers were trying to see at first if that one was going to be in play, but that one quickly got out of play. Got back onto the walkway as if you were walking over to Clyde Field. No balls and 2 strikes on the Utah Valley catcher. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. That one's popped up. This one is playable. And running it down is Shea Clements in foul territory for the 2nd out of the inning. So with 2 outs, Lena Robledo will come to the plate. Robledo singled in the 1st and then lined out to short in the 3rd here for the Wolverines. Biggest thing, this is really the biggest thing that Carissa Burgess could give, is not allow any more runs. The first pitch high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. The reason why I say that isn't because Carissa Burgess has given up a lot of runs in the series. The reason why I say that is because in a 2-1 game, runs are kind of at a premium for both clubs. So if you're Utah Valley, you're looking to maybe add 1 or 2 of insurance runs. The 1-0 pitch popped up. Shea Clements is there. She'll make the catch, and the inning's over. So Carissa Burgess holds Utah Valley off the scoreboard in the 5th. We move to the 6th. The Trailblazers have 6 outs to work with, trailing 2-1 to Utah Valley.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Sounds fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Introducing the new KSL Sports app, powered by KSLSports.com, Utah's only all-in local sports app, connecting you with all the action you love. Free. Download the free KSL Sports app today from your favorite app store.
Top of the 6th inning here in Orem. Devin Kretz in the circle with 7 strikeouts for the Wolverines. 8 strikeouts, for Utah Valley today. The first pitch missing to Megan Anders for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Anders has the home run back in the 3rd off Devin Kretz. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Anders hits that one foul down the left field line for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strikes. Devin Kretz, career high 9 strikeouts. She got that back against the Utah State Aggies earlier this year. Has to face Anders, Trapp, and Thompson, 2, 3, and 4 in this Dixie State lineup. That one swung on and sent foul. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Megan Anders. Well, the home run that Anders hit back in the third was I want to say like a no-doubt shot to right center field. The 1-2 pitch misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's only one of 2 Trailblazer hits this afternoon. Anders with the home run, and then it was the single from Casey Crawford back in the second. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted, high into left field, coming in. Robledo coming in now again, sliding, having to make the catch. Some miscommunication appeared there between Robledo and between Nielsen. The shortstop going out originally. Nielsen backed off, and I think just kind of maybe potentially losing that one in the sun. But at the end of the day, the out recorded. That's the main thing. And here's Oakley Trapp. Trapp, a strikeout and a walk in the ball game for Dixie State. And the first pitch to Trapp on its way. That one gets in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. That's one thing on a day like today where it's just pretty much there's a few clouds out way off in the distance, but for the most part, you're looking up trying to catch a ball in a bright blue sky. The 0-1 pitch stays high for a ball. It evens it up at 1-1. Different than baseball, where the baseball is white. Their softball is more of a yellowish color. So maybe a little bit easier to maybe pick up on these bright sunny days. The 1-1 pitch, high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Might be a little bit easier, but still you have to battle the sun. And Utah Valley fortunate there to be able to get the out. Trailblazers down to 5 outs to work with, trailing by 1. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. And that one, it looks like hit Trapp. And they're going to say it came up and hit her kind of near the elbow. So Oakley Trapp's aboard. The tying run on at first base. And here comes Michaela Thompson. So Thompson has walked and then popped out to second. And this is where we may see a pinch runner or something here at first. That's kind of what it looks like we're going to see, as they're going to, looks like Emma Sweet, number 15, is going to come in to run over at first base for Oakley Trapp. Trapp, the designated player. So Sweet to run for Trapp. Michaela Thompson will be the hitter. 0 for 1 with a walk in the series. Thompson coming into today 1 for 6. First pitch, fastball, stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Michaela Thompson. Shea Clements on deck. This is maybe one of the tougher parts of this Dixie State lineup to navigate. The 1-0 pitch gets in there for a called strike. It's 1-1 here on Thompson. You have to worry about the power ability in some of these hitters. Then you have to worry about the average with the top 2 hitters. The 1-1 pitch high for ball 2. And now Beja Query will go out and have a quick word with the right-hander Devin Kretz. There'll be 2 balls and a strike here on Thompson. Ready to go right here. Kretz looks in. And the 2-1 pitch on its way. That one in there this time for a called strike. Evens the count up at 2-2. The Wolverines getting into this late in the conference. You really want every series win you can get. If you get a sweep, you'd like to be able to pull at least one the rest of the way there. Thompson down on strikes. Devin Kretz with strikeout number 9 to tie a career high. And now catcher Shea Clements will come to the plate. Clements 0 for 2 reached on a fielder's choice and flew out to right. Kretz ready to come home. The pitch swung on, hit out into right center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Carr gets it into Nielsen, but Sweet goes from first to third, and the tying run for Dixie State 60 feet away here in the 6th. And Casey Crawford will be the hitter. That one just falling, just kind of well placed by Shea Clements. Madison Carr came sprinting in, and she just couldn't quite get there. And Casey Crawford now will be the hitter. Crawford 1 for 2, a base hit in the second and a ground out. And the first pitch, a called strike just below the belt for 0-1 here on Crawford. Crawford grounded out to second, back in the 4th. Kretz, ready, kicks, comes home, the pitch. And that one's lined right to first, knocked down by Prigge. She will tag Crawford, and the inning comes to an end. So Dixie State threatens, but Utah Valley holds them off the scoreboard. Bottom of the 6th, Wolverines look for some insurance after the break here on the WAC Digital Network.
Join the Wolverine Club, a simple message with a major impact.
Ghana's first Winter Games skeleton.
Support student athletes like former Utah Valley University track star, graduate, and current Olympian Akwasi Frimpong.
Yes, South Korea, here I come.
Akwasi was the first person to represent his nation of Ghana at the Winter Olympics in the skeleton. Support the next UVU Olympian by joining the Wolverine Club today.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Orem. A 2-1 lead for Utah Valley as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Wolverines looking with 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Utah Valley would like to maybe push across a run or two just to give a little bit more of insurance. I guess the good news, if you're Utah Valley looking ahead to the 7th for Dixie State, you do have the scheduled 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up. But the dangerous part with that is if any of those bottom of the order hitters are able to reach, well, and it could quickly turn it over to the top of the Trailblazer lineup. So the safest thing here if you're the Wolverines would be to maybe add a run or two. Sienna Sandoval takes the first pitch changeup over for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Sandoval has flown out to right and lined out to third. Burgess in the circle, ready to go. Winds and delivers. Sandoval hits this one foul beyond the third base line. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes right here. No balls and 2 strikes, nobody out here, bottom of the 6th. Sandoval stands back in the box. And the 0-2 pitch. Sandoval rolls it foul. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Utah Valley, the kind of the middle part of their lineup, who traditionally have been hitting pretty well for the Wolverines, combined 0 for 6 on the afternoon. They would really like to try to turn that tide here in the 6th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Burgess comes home, change up, outside corner, strike 3. Sandoval's down on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Carissa Burgess. Here in the 6th, here's Ryan Milliken. So Ryan Milliken hitting .352 on the year, 0 for 2 in this one. A pop out to second, ground out to third. Burgess winds, comes home to Milliken. First pitch, fastball, outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. And the pitch on its way is rolled foul by Milliken. Evens the count up at 1-1. Miley Maleta quickly fielded that ball at third base and threw over to first. An attempt to potentially get the runner, but just wasn't able to. Ball had gone foul. It didn't stay in play. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Milliken on its way home. Right on the corner for ball 2. And in fact, I think that one's a little low for ball 2. 2-1 on Milliken. It's a tough pitch there. Good take for Milliken. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Burgess deals home. That one's low. Ball 3. The count goes to 3-1 on Ryan Milliken. So just what you want here if you're Milliken is to be looking at potentially getting a 3-1 fastball. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ready to come home on its way. Milliken pops this one up. Playable at first. Thompson in foul territory makes the catch. Anders came running over as well. They almost bumped into each other, but Thompson able to make the play, and with 2 gone in the inning, that's going to bring up Kyla Hardy. Hardy, a pair of ground outs, 1 to short and 1 to second. Wolverines would like to try to start a 2-out rally, but both pitchers have been pretty locked in. Burgess comes in, called strike 1. Utah Valley, 5 of 21 as a team today. Dixie State, though, the Trailblazers, 3 of 21. The 0-1 pitch. Burgess winds, comes home. The pitch to Hardy, that one on the corner, but missing for a ball, and the count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield back for Dixie State. They just need that final out here, and they'll have 1 more chance to hit in the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hardy on its way. Fastball high, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Kyla Hardy. Laney Bettenker on deck for the Wolverines. The Wolverines trying to win this series. Get their 2nd game. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Kyla Hardy. That one swung out and missed. Hardy with a big cut there. Came up empty. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Probably just a little bit behind maybe on the fastball. Burgess in the circle, ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way. Outside ball 3. The count runs full. 3-2 on Kyla Hardy. Hardy in the box. Burgess in the circle. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Hardy makes contact, grounds it to short. Quigley throws across the diamond in time, and the 6th comes to an end. Last chance for Dixie State. They need 1 run to tie, 2 to take the lead. We head to the 7th. 2-1 lead for Utah Valley.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Top of the 7th inning here in Orem. We'll have the Dixie State Trailblazers trailing 2-1 to Utah Valley as Devin Kretz back out to try to go the distance for the Wolverines. They're 3 outs away. Kretz pitching into the 7th inning just at 105 pitches. So should have plenty of gas in the tank to go the rest of the way, as Phoebe Schultz will re-enter the game right here for Dixie State and hit here in the 7th. Takes the first pitch fastball for strike 1. Schultz 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in the ballgame. Kretz looking for a new career high if she can get one. Schultz, though, pops this one up. High on the infield. Kyla Hardy makes the catch. And there's one away here in the 7th. And we'll have, it looks like, a pinch hitter coming up here for the Trailblazers, as Laura Lockard, the sophomore, will come in to, looks like, to pinch hit. They haven't officially announced it, but we'll kind of see here as Lockard is the hitter that's making her way into the box right here. So we'll see here with 2 outs. Lockard played in yesterday's first game at third base, going 0 for 2. I should say she didn't play the whole game, played a majority of it. Grounds this one to third. Emery Nielsen up with a throw to first in time. There's 2 away. And Utah Valley 1 out away from being able to win this series against Dixie State here in the Oldham rivalry, as Kirsten Quigley will come to the plate. Quigley is grounded to third and struck out for Dixie State. The pitch on its way, missing low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Quigley. And the 1-0 pitch on its way, fastball called strike 1, evens the count up at 1-1. This is an important hitter for Utah Valley. You get past Quigley, you go to the top of the lineup with Eubanks and Anders. And the 1-1 pitch, there's a ground ball, back to Kretz, couple of steps, toss to first, in time, ball game. Utah Valley able to close it out. Devin Kretz able to pick up the win. Kretz able to go the distance. Ties her career high in strikeouts with 9. Wasn't able to get the 10th, but you'll take it. A 3-hit performance allowed. Devin Kretz only gives up 3 hits and goes the distance here for the Wolverines. Utah Valley back in action in less than 24 hours on the road at Boise State. So we wish the Wolverines safe travels up to Boise. They'll be back in action tomorrow. Our next broadcast here on the WAC Digital Network, baseball's going on. Here Tuesday night, a 6 p.m. first pitch. The University of Utah is in town. So an in-state rivalry right here coming up Tuesday at 6 p.m. And then Wednesday, softball's back here at home at 4 o'clock against Utah State. The Aggies will make the trip down from Logan. It's been a pleasure to be with you this Sunday afternoon. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. A 2-1 win for Utah Valley. I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long until next time here on the WAC Digital Network.